the open. See if I...
Okay.
Alright. Well, welcome back to another stream from Quantium Research. I'm your host Ryan Kia 2 from Twitter. And we are navigating this open right now. No planned trades at the moment, but I've got a couple of ones I want to pay attention to. And I need to double check some stuff on Rolls Royce as well. I don't know what it is. I actually want these guys long, but the safest bet for me is to go above day highs and set stop 104 or so. For me, yeah, I'd be going long 108 spot 5 and SL 104 on the dot. Just gonna run that calc real quick. We got 2 minutes till open. I'm not gonna post about the stream. I think it's just good to get a little bit of a log going here. So we got this part streaming live. Let me pull up some prices. I've turned off the video for this stream purely because I want to focus straight on the screen. And these early morning streams, one needs to groom themselves first, you know. I think I haven't had much time to shape up the beard, because I'd normally be going on a walk around half an hour ago till now or so. But things are a little bit more intense. Where's RR at? Oh, it's 2 minutes to open. What am I talking about? My live prices platform isn't working. It's broken. I don't understand what's wrong with them. That's very upsetting. Is what it is. Why are we seeing... Okay, these are commodity futures and index futures. Yeah, we look prime for a nice open. I'm going to investigate real quick. We've got a minute. About 160 loss. Yeah, we'll take that for the 3 points. I'll be ready to put an order in for 3683 shares. Makes sense. 3685 £2 doesn't make a difference. Make it look cleaner. 108 spot 5. We'll check the spread early on. Normally we don't like opening in the first couple of minutes. Hence why you've probably never seen us stream at that time. Got to put the pop out to the other screen, and then we'll get back to the charts. Oh, is that really gonna do us there? Huh. Okay. Well, that's not great, is it? If we can get 109 here, we'll pull it on the pullback. Other than that, I don't think I can really do anything. Stop 5 points away. Let's see. If we can get it, we'll have it. If we don't, that's a shame. Yeah, no. Might not happen here. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Where are we talking? 108 spot 5 still validates it, so we could get a little pullback here. But we don't want to hold this for like more than a couple of minutes. That opens aggressive, man. Let's have a look. A little bit tighter. Oh, are we getting it? Nope. Yes. Problem is it's an early morning spike. I really don't like these kind of positions. That spread is just disastrous. Okay. AO is relatively neutral. I don't know if that's pre-market stuff or what. I'm gonna check if my internet's working, because for some reason this isn't moving. But we're getting trades flowing through. I have live prices here, but I don't know if that's messing it up. Yeah, well, that's not pretty. Not pretty at all. We'd really see 105. There needs to be an aggressive break to really turn around this situation. I need it to cool down a little bit. Where's the point of this gap filling? Yeah, we'll close this if we don't get it immediately anymore, because there's really no point. $109 needs to kind of retest. Yeah, I just don't like that spread, so I don't think we're gonna get this personally. Very unfortunate. AO's down. We'll switch up McDonald's for AO real quick. Okay. One more chance. Nope. Some heavy consolidation there. This was a bit of a gap though. I don't really like that personally. We're really kind of blocking it here. Double check where my order's at. 109. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Is the gap gonna fill? Yeah, okay, we're in. That wasn't ideal, but it's fine. Stops at 103. Reverses will take that loss. Alright. So we're in for the trade on Rolls-Royce currently. We bought some shares, I believe. Yep. Glad I didn't make the mistake this time. We bought shares at 108.85, and we have a target to kind of ride this breakout. It's a nice daily setup as well. So our stop is at 103.85, but we'll play it depending on however it moves. It's nice though to have gotten filled. The setup isn't that clear, but it's intact, which is nice. You can see on the daily a simple, nice breakout. And there are a lot of higher targets, 112, 120, 128, and we will play that setup accordingly. I'll be back to give an update as soon as I can. Alright, so we hit that trade in for the day. Nice. I just don't like this gap fill kind of situation. Unless we get right back above 110. Yep. Alright. We're live and in for the trade. I'm gonna share this on Twitter real quick. Get you guys in on the action. Oh, chilling. Well, that was perfect, I guess. It's never always the prettiest situation, but we're fine. How's AO World? That is a disappointing one. Yeah, they are going back to lows then. Sell on news. Whoa. Well, not lows, recent lows rather. We're doing alright for Rolls-Royce. I'm going to share a link. Live trading shares right now. We bought at 108.85. Currently 110. Stop is below 104. We'll try ride this trade on the breakout. Okay, that was very positive. They tried to shake out the existing traders, and we managed to actually get an entry on that. And we got a favorable entry. I had 109. We got 108.85. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never gotten a better price which is always a nice scene. We've broken above day highs. Perfect stuff. You know, we're going straight to 114 in my opinion. But midday consolidation kind of right up to 120. That could also be possible. Not super likely, but possible nonetheless. How's the index looking? Where are we? UK 100. Alright, up for the day. AO World's dumping. Wow. You see, we would try short this, but this is going to get a little bit confusing if we do. It's good results. The setup's negative. I kind of expected it. Sell on news situation. Sorry if I haven't been tuning into chat. We are on YouTube as well as TradingView 2 today, but haven't even had the chance to turn the camera on. So we are, trading Rolls-Royce shares right now. As you can see, we're up about 55 minus 20, only 35. We don't have a limit on this trade because the upside is much larger than the risk, and we're willing. Oh, I'm in the RR trade at 110.3. Nice, Noel. Nice. Our friend Noel's in the trade as well with us. That's very, very smooth. Hope that works out for both of us then. Okay. There's a lot of potential reward if this breakout happens. Think about the whole short squeeze effect. So I'm holding it, and I'm quite happy to do so. As much as I think the company's worthless, the shares are here. Nice, man. Any particular targets for you? I'm liking the daily, so more comfortable hold. I'm not saying I'm gonna hold. Likely I'd ideally want to be out today, but yep. Okay, more highs for the day. We're up about £75. Great stuff. This new 10k PF has been going quite well for us. Let's keep grounded a little bit though. On this daily breakout, you know what can happen. It's dangerous, this thing. Once we break that point, it can do 20% from the squeeze in a day. I bet you that's what, if only I can get exact trades up, I bet you that's what liquidity is poised in that direction for today. Perfectos. Oh, couple WhatsApp messages. I still feel like the camera's on, so I'm being careful. Making sure I got everything buttoned up, but yeah, AO, upset that we didn't short that in time. Shame. I'm gonna have a look at that. Yeah, we wanted sub 400 for that, and then 330 for a close. That's probably gonna happen, but I'd be chasing it. I don't want to aggressively overtrade. I'm just very surprised because these guys, if they could do 300 after 3 days or so, I would actually be interested in going long. I'm just surprised how they're crushing on actually news that nobody saw coming, positive news. But once again, you never just buy it because the news is good. What are you doing there? You're chasing a dead horse. Alright, so obviously on the way down, that could be a little bit of a gap on the 5 min, but on the daily, I think it's intact. Yeah, it's intact. That's perfect. Oh, alright. We got the rights for 32p2. Yes. Who'd have thought? Hashtag RR with malicious. With it's out there. Aresh is celebrating. Congrats to you. I'm assuming you got the rights as well. Well, we're up about 110. Nice, nice, nice. This is a live breakout being captured on camcorder. See that? These kind of situations rarely happen. Normally I set my order and I cancel it, but I was really surprised. I don't have my camera on. I kind of wish I did to capture my reaction, but it is what it is. Look at that. Boom. And this breakout is only 5% for the day. Keep going, fellas. This is something real important, to be fair. Or am I going to put in any stops? Really, break even is the stop point right now, so I'm not interested in moving it. Yeah, this is some full-on breakout. Big time, big time. Look at that. That's just a short squeeze in action. I still haven't looked at the chat, I apologise, so if anyone's typed anything, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Twitter though, if anyone's got me there. At Ryan Kia too. Send us any live commentary. Yeah, AO is just an obvious trade, that's why I kind of wanted to stay away from it. RR wasn't so much. I like this, aggressive breakout, try to consolidate a little bit, pull back, shake out the traders at those points. Yeah, really, I would put 108, only risk losing a percentage to stay on this, because that break to 114 and it held around 112. 112 is going to hold, in my opinion. It's straight to 120. For us, is nothing but great vibes. Keep going, fellas. At this point, we're just free riding profit. Well, actually, no, we'd lose a little bit if it worst case scenario comes up. Perfect. We can always have intraday reversals, so we have to be very careful with this particular position. Oh, more day highs? Yes, please. I hope we're still up and running on this live. Yeah, everything seems to be coming back for me. Let me just double check. YouTube Quantium Research. Alright. Well, still nothing to complain about. I think 120 was the first stop. First stop. I need to pull up something separately. Yeah, so I'm going to keep the bit about our P&L on screen so I can separate the chart on the other screen for my sake. There's an attempt to cool down here. AO is an interesting one. We'll have to reevaluate that when we have a little bit more time to take it a bit seriously. Okay. So yeah. Alright, I'm just going to share this link on Twitter. Whew. Still in for the chance. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs here. That means nothing. Alright. So. To join, watch me trade. Hashtag Rolls Royce. Hashtag are live right now. Join the stream. In at 108.85. Nothing ever goes up in a straight line. This price action is bound to get over exhausted to a point. Yeah, AO's dumping. The signs were there. The signs were there, and we kind of wanted to short before this news. We'd have been down only 2-3%. And then boom, we'd be up a mega amount. I feel like I would right now, but I don't want to get sidetracked. We're in at live 114. Doing nicely. The kind of price action I like on Rolls Royce right now. Same that got us in on the trade. You know, it could do 2 pennies lower. And that's fine. That's just healthy consolidation in my books. Alright. Let's just update ourselves on the chart. That's another bit of good consolidation. Wow, it's holding. Huh. We got 10% in for an AO trade if we really want it. The spread's a bit much. No, personally. I think we're going to regret that part, but I'm okay with it. If we really were going to get in that trade, we would have opened it immediately. Oh, look at Inquest for recovery, someone says. Yeah, right, put them up separately. I didn't like their news today. I watched it. 65k prod to 60k prod for the year. That's negative. But because oil is doing really well right now, these guys, I assume, are up. Yeah. Them above 13, though, I'd like to buy for 1680. Personally, though, ONG, I'd only been buying things like Tullow and stuff on that break. Tullow obviously is doing really well right now. Went on them here, but I had an investment in them on my own personal account. And that seemed to be doing okay. Whoa, you see that? AO went straight to 360. Shoo! And it probably will dump. Not interested right now though. I do like it still retains an anti-beta status, but look at that 7-point spread. Do you really think I'm gonna see? I would have closed my short at 374, having opened at 383. That'll only have been 10 points, which is 3%. The amount of risk I was taking was about 10%, so that's just a ridiculous trade. You shouldn't do that. That's why we didn't open personally, but otherwise everything kind of looked to be prime for it. Yes, the likelihood was strong. I haven't turned on the camera. I am dressed very formally, but I feel like I just want to focus purely for this session because this trade came about. I confirmed it 3 minutes before market, so things are looking good. We're up about £180 for the session. 19 minutes work so far. That's nice. But I've been up since 5 a.m. Didn't go for my morning walk around the beautiful city. I think yesterday I passed the London Stock Exchange. I took a selfie outside it. I mean, it's not as grand as you think it would be. It's just kind of an office block, but has beautiful history. So we're in this RR trade at 108.85, and the current price is 114.3. We entered with 3,685 shares, which is roughly £4,000 size. Our risk was about 5 points on the trade, and if I calculate the 5 points over the 108.85 points, we were risking 4.5% plus 0.5%, which works out here in fees. We were risking 5%. We're already up about that. And the upside potential is much larger, considering this is not just a little kind of breakout on an intraday time frame, but it's also a daily breakout, which means the odds are increasingly in our favor. And for me to risk literally all of this profit is something I'm comfortable with. I'm still keeping my stop at 103 in the meantime. If we see a near-term break to 120 or so, then I would reevaluate. But right now, in terms of strong targets to close, if I would get, let me just double check here, 130 by the end of today, then I would close. Otherwise, I would kind of try and stay in for the trade. We can see that we're up 250 now. Whew. See that? That's exactly what we were looking for. Instead of chasing this AO trade, we went to where most people weren't looking, Rolls-Royce, for that breakout. We managed to get it on the day, which is beautiful. See, AO's back to where we would have opened it at. It would have been nice to have gotten 2 for 2, both trades, but we didn't. We didn't get those guys. We didn't see any meaning in doing so. So yeah, we're doing okay here. I'm going to look at the chart on my screen separately. I got a couple screens, so Don't worry, I'm not looking at you guys, but I'm actually looking at where the chart is. Very, very nice. I know Noel's in this trade with me as well. It's good to see both of us winning on this one. Yeah, there's trying to dump. 114. Probably are you trying right now? Yeah, it needs to cool off a bit, personally. I'd put my stop below 110. I'm not going to put it in now, but if I'd be closing worst case scenario, that wouldn't be worth the effort for the trade today, but that would be close to an invalidation of the setup. I'm really comfortable with putting 108 because this price action, 5-6% increase in minutes of breaking is not just a little test to break out. This is a breakout in my opinion. But if I'm wrong, yep, we go from positive to negative and it becomes a very unfortunate situation. It's definitely trying to cool off a little bit now. Trying to make some res at 116, but that's not really where it is, in my opinion. We've got support at 113 or so we're not really worried until we see it anywhere near there. I'm going to have a look at chat. Christian Dunn says, will it break 130 high from the other week, do you think? I'm not sure. I mean, if it closes around there, say today or in the coming days, then it's definitely in a really healthy setup. But spike from res at around 107, 108, which it did break today, to go 130, that's what, 20%, 22%, something like that. So to go that high and confirm a breakout, I mean, all I could say is here's two targets, right? Around 128, around 136 to 140. Actually, that's 136 then. Yeah, 136 and as high as around 146 or so. You can see now, if we go back, we literally tried to fail this breakout, reversed, and it's back up again. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful settings. Personally, I wouldn't have that. Okay then. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, Christian Dunn says, thanks. Appreciate you, man. If there's anything I can help with, let me know. I think, though, for me, if I can get 120, a break on 120, test around 130, save for like a huge break today, which I believe is going to happen. If the shorts are going to squeeze, they're going to start closing half an hour into market, which hasn't even begun. And the shares are up about 8% for the day. We have a lot of odds in our favor because we're in at basically the lows of the day, which is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I didn't expect to get filled there. Here's the thing, with these kind of trades, we rarely get filled, but when we do, it's beautiful. So to just close at, say, a little bit of profit now, it's just dumb. So we're totally comfortable with that. And the amount of risk we're taking, this is great reward already. This 10k PF is going well, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves. The intention wasn't to trade today, but I had two highly probable setups, which I said, all right, I'm gonna go with and see how this works out for us. Oh, a little wedge going on here. We need to break above 116.3, and we're out of that. Not clear about it. I got a DM just come up right now. Still looks great for a swing trade. You're out at 116. Oh, it seems Noel's out at 116. For me personally, I'm comfortable with the swing trade, so I'm gonna wait until this gets exhausted. I think, judging by why Noel's out at 116, I can understand why you're out there. And really, I'm risking this down 4 pennies from now to 112 it can go, and I'm still quite comfortable with it. In terms of basically every time frame you could use, it's very, very overbought, so I understand that. But once again, when you have that rare breakout, a little a little bit of something correcting, cooling down, but still being intact on the trend is very likely. That's why I'm not too worried, personally. I don't think it's going to continue going higher in the next couple of minutes, but 4 points I'm comfortable with risking. In fact, I'm going to readjust my stops here. Important point, actually. Yeah. We need it to hold, that's the thing. We need it to consolidate so that really we can have an establishment of a base here. Good stuff, man. Yeah. Chill with my 108.85 entry. Comfortable with the swing risk. You know, we could actually lose money on this trade, you know. It's very unlikely, but we could. Because this swing is... it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's trying to break down. We mustn't ignore that point. But I got a base forming too. Where's where we cut out? Yeah, really our entry point. So we need it to hold for about an hour before we can even determine what we're going to do with the trade. That's unfortunate because it means all this profit can disappear. But that's fine with me. We work by a system. See, AO? Ooh. Would you buy them on those dips? I'd have wanted them around 300 personally if I was buying. But that in one day would have been very bearish. Congrats to Noel. He was in a, what was it? 110.3. Easy 5-6%. Nice, man. I'm obviously more convinced that this is going higher intraday. So we are holding. Our style is more ride out most of the win or just not make money, which is risky. That test intraday failed. Yeah, I'm putting probably up to 111.80. Wouldn't like that to hit though, personally. Let's wait before we change it. One real check. I'm just looking closely, observing. Yeah, the setup's turned a little bit bearish intraday, but still above 108, it's super bullish. I kinda, if it does continue after a console, then I want to be in, so I'm gonna set my stop way lower than I would even envisage doing so. Whilst it holds 116, we'll have a check. Wow. It's squeezing though, that's the thing. In the next half an hour, that's where we kind of have another additional boost, as long as it can hold around. Really, even above 113. And I like how it's trying to hold, but it's not a great setup, which isn't pretty. It's good to hear that someone's won today though. Noel got that bag. Congratulations. Easy 6%, eh? Alright, that ask is needing to hold. Let's see. 116.60. Is that day highs? No, 117 is, so it's not important yet. Oh, I could look on a minute candle really. Yeah, I'm gonna update this then. For now, we'll stick 111. I don't know what that will be for us, but it shouldn't be that great. Still £59 profit if that works. Wow. And that's 5 pennies below where it is now. I'm so glad we're catching this live, because best case scenario, it could be probably a real strong trade. On par with Jumia, but this one will have been a couple of hours. That one was 2 full days. And I mustn't forget, I've got class shortly too. So, we've been up since 5. It would be nice to get a real good trade in and then go from there. I don't know why I haven't turned the camera on yet, because I'm dressed for a formality. Let's make this a little bit more personal. Hello, I'm Ryan Keir from quantiumresearch.co.uk, and now Quantium Research Limited. Yeah, check us on company's house. And I'm in for the trade on our 10k portfolio on Rolls-Royce at 108.85 pence per share, and it's breaking day highs. That's the beautiful thing we like to see around here. Absolutely wonderful. That setup has now turned bullish again as well, which is great. Absolutely great. You see that 117.50. Let's check the chat on YouTube. Nothing I'm missing. All right, well, you guys can see this, right? Our P&L is looking very juicy. This is a monster of a trade at the moment. Wow. Well, very good entry, man. Cheers. Captured it all on live. On right now. I'm surprised we caught this on live. Very nice. Keep them up. Keep them going. Keep them going. Now it broke 116. What's it going to do? Consolidate 116. There we go. Well. Actually, I'm not convinced this is going to break out for the next couple of minutes. It should hold, ideally. Next setup, really, right now, it's at 117. It's either down to 112.65, which we're increasing our stop with gradually. But we wait. We really don't mind waiting, 20, 30 minutes and upping it 2 pennies, securing a little bit more profit. Because right now, secured profit, let's just say we made about £50 for 34 minutes. Don't normally think in terms of numbers, but just for the sake of reference. And 120 is kind of the next point of interest to us. I'm just going to update my view. Okay, this is the way up. It was a point of res 122, yeah, and then straight down to 111. So if we see a break above 122, yeah, we'd put our stop, actually above 120 we put our stop at 120. So really I think we're going to get 120 for this. But the problem is there's 128 as the major zone. 120 to 128 is its own zone, personally. Actually, no. What we're going to do is we're going to play this strategically. We'll up our stop slowly. The problem is we're going to get cut out, that's for sure. Not at the ideal price, that's what I mean. But it's intact right now. We need a 3-4 penny pump to have it hold. Otherwise, we're going to have to up our stop again. Okay, welcome to everybody tuning into the stream. I'm going to see if I can pull up. Oh, we're on Twitter here. I thought we were on the other screen. Let's grab some bits. Bits from the chat. Hi everybody, what is this software? Do you use take profits? That's a lot of messages. I haven't been looking at chat. Forgive me, guys. Hold up. Because we're in a trade right now. You can see we're up about 270 pounds sterling. Okay, so Persian Boy, IG platform. This is IG. A couple of people are speaking in Persian. I will have to read those and privately message you guys because I can't multitask. Hold up. What's a guan? G says Bitcoin. What's guan? In yo, Bitcoin Beats, how you doing, man? Yo, we're just in a trade. Check this out. Long at 108.85 Rolls-Royce shares, currently at 117.25 pence per share. We're up about 300 minus 20, so 280 pounds for the trade. And guess what? That's 36 minutes. Wonderful, wonderful. There's a couple of Persian peeps in chat. Nice to see my folks coming round. Khastin Abashid. I think that means don't be tired. Probably doesn't make sense in the English language, but it's what you say when someone's very exhausted and you say, oh, don't be tired, and you had a long day. in a nice kind of formal way. I don't know if there's an issue with my live prices on TradingView, or maybe this is ordinary. Yeah, no, it's one of them is having an issue. This is supposed to be quotes, so I'll rely on my TradingView chart. Yeah. Check out AO 390. What else is moving? Cineworld at 58. Yeah. Knowles looking at a break above 63. I'm in a similar situation actually. Because personally, I think if they're not going bust, they could double. So what am I going to do? Ignore that? No. I'm going to take part if I must. Or only if I can, you know? All right. Things going good for us in this trade. We mustn't get too distracted. We'll give up some money just by getting ahead of ourselves. Great stuff. Knowles done 12 points in at Pets, 6 points or so in on Rolls Royce. That's your day, man. That's a day over. For me, really, this is a day over at this point, but I don't trade in terms of money goals for this, so that's why I'm not getting out just because I'm up a certain amount. I'm getting out when things look right for me to get out. All right, where are we increasing the stop to now? 112. We've secured another penny of profit. That's about £40. Oh, not 113. Let me correct that. 112. What are we at for that if we get cut out there? Obviously with slippage too. £96. Okay. That's always good for 38 minutes. You're probably confused seeing we're up, 311 minus £20 of fees. That's 291 or so. What are you talking about, man? You're up more than you're actually saying. But here's the thing. I really think that's the lowest point I believe it would go. That's where I'd be closing out. Because this is a very serious breakout. Why not ride it? Problem is the signs are there for it to go back to around there. So I kind of want it to hold as long as possible. So I don't need to increase this. Alrighty. CCL's going for another breakout, are they? Whew. Yeah, this is consolidation and then whole sector-wide kind of breakout. These guys are in travel, but if you classed a group of stocks that were kind of affected by this whole COVID crisis, immediately the ones that did this kind of type of move, an aggressive, what are we talking, 70% drawdown or so. Rolls Royce comes in that category, Cineworld comes in that category, First Group even comes in, National Express, if we still have them here, yep. And it explains why all of these guys are holding. They had a breakout, people thought it was a false breakout, trend stayed intact, and all of these are just having wonderful days. Even TUI. I think this company is absolutely worthless, by the way. But now that they had that coronavirus loan from the German government of about $2 billion, I think that they actually have a couple of years more of life. So why would I short them at a price where they're priced for bust? I'd shorted them actually before the crisis, nothing to do with the crisis. The crisis helped me. So I had every kind of bad situation happening. Bad, earnings, all that, revenues, and an international pandemic. So obviously I was supposed to close, wasn't I? And I ended up closing around £4. And this was after the bounce. So bear in mind, I didn't get the best price to close my short. But now, personally, these gaps on the way up are going to be filled on the way down. If I can use anything for a thesis to eventually short these guys, but I'm not at the moment because it just doesn't make sense to. Probably thinking 115 next stop here, a little cool down. See what Twitter's saying. Oh, speaking of US companies, I've just had a whole screening session from like 5 a.m. till just before open. And a lot of US companies came up as high potential to do much more than really any UK based companies I was looking at. I saw a couple businesses where really it's just an easy 20-30% within the next couple of months, even after such a serious kind of rise in those equities. Some of those stocks are double, maybe 2.5 times what they were. Lows of COVID, probably up 30% or so. Maybe a bag on top of what they were. pre-COVID at the market quote-unquote top. I guess this recession really is over, judging by the stocks, the movement in asset prices. To me, there are rarely any bearish signs left, but it's not an exhausted kind of rise. So if anything, I'd be bullish. Hence why I'm comfortable with holding this long on Rolls-Royce for the day. And even if it's a fake out, we still get a nice profit in there. But it's unlikely to be a breakout, looking at everything from a wider perspective. And we're looking at literally those stocks that are essentially high betas. Index stays strong, these guys take good strength too. But even if the index doesn't stay strong, as long as it stays relatively neutral, these guys are going to boom. And then I asked myself, why didn't I go long TUI? Well, I don't think TUI's going to live that long. Rolls-Royce, yes, it's got the weakest balance sheet in the sector, but it's heavily shorted. And for stocks that have these huge kind of rises, you normally see those heavily shorted ones. TUI is as well, but not to the extent where Rolls-Royce is proportionately. That's why this is more of an interesting entry for us than anything else in the sector right now or in competing sectors. I'm just going to have a look at the TradingView chat. Although I do speak a couple of languages, just for the sake of everyone in chat, if anyone's speaking another language, can we stick to English as like a universal one? Because we don't want other people to not be able to understand. Oh, that was someone promoting something. I did not notice. Well, not deleting the TradingView chat, but just don't worry about it. Do you can live trade in gold? I can get you the live prices for gold if you want. That's XAUUSD. I don't think we have live prices on it personally on this platform because everything's generally paid for separately. But I can get it straight from the broker. Gold is $1,827 on the ask, $18.26 about $1 spread. Not even that, maybe 80 cents. And it's been suffering as of recent. Personally, it makes sense given the market environment of a switch from being generally bearish on basically everything to generally bullish on basically everything, except for the inverse assets, obviously. And gold, risk assets, all that. You wouldn't be too bullish on them right now. Whoa. That was some bad earnings, I'm assuming, on pets. Tullow, this is one that I've already made an investment on my own personal account, so I'm happy to see that. I'm actually really happy. We were in about 25, but I'm not convinced that it will hold unless we can see Brent above 50 or so. But it's real nice. Don't have too much in them, but it's nice to be up on both regards, personal investing and also the trading account for the stream. Jumia though, 32 pre-market. It's not even showing here, but we might have an interesting session later. Who knows? Might trade the US session as well. Obviously, I don't like to overtrade, but that one's not so clear, being completely honest. Shorting a stock that's in a full-on breakout is just not a smart idea. But we'll have to look at it from a quantitative perspective with that one. Okay. 113. We're locking in a little bit now more. This isn't a guaranteed stop, but there's no news going on. Well, obviously, I have access to my terminal, which I can pull up, I believe. Yes, continue this session. I don't think there's anything that I'm missing out on. One thing I can't do is share the Bloomberg terminal data on screen, because to buy these, to have access to these things, it costs a lot. And I'm pretty sure you'd get banned for doing that. 114, I reckon. Would I close and play it? The risk of closing for a couple pennies to me isn't worth it, so I'll hold. Alright, I haven't checked the chats regularly. Kartik says, what platform is this? Well, they haven't paid me to promote them, so you'll have to private message me on socials and I'll tell you. Because, you know, run into the bag, man. Run into the bag. If you don't pay the bag, you don't get a free promotion. You know how much a client costs these days for these brokers? Easily, like, anywhere from a couple hundred to $1,000. So if they get free promotion, you gotta make sure they're paying for that. Alright, I'm gonna check the TradingView chat. I didn't know we had anyone on the TradingView chat, but it seems we got a lot. Oh, not a bad morning so far. Yeah, it's very decent, huh? I'm actually upset because, you know, although crypto isn't my main area at all, it's probably one of the areas I know least about. I was trying to go long XRP on a break of 50 cents because it was just an easy trade, right? I don't do it. I'm just like, nah, this can't happen again. Boom. It's ripped hard, so that's unfortunate. But what can you do, man? What can you do? Dadash, says Persian boy. What's up, man? Brother. Dadash means brother, for anybody who's not familiar with the Persian language. Ooh, this is a little chop kind of thing happening. A bit of a dump on these guys. We're gonna up the stop to 113.5. What's that in terms of P&L? 150 for the session. Still very nice, if that is what we have to settle with. But I'd expect it to hold that point, 115. But we're not sure. It can't just happen in one day. This whole move can't just happen in one day, so we'll see. This is what happens. You trade based off a setup. You don't worry about what's going on in the market too much, because you're going to end up losing money or probably just making no money and going mentally insane by looking at the screen and thinking, boom, okay, coronavirus vaccine, let me buy. Well, you're buying now at a 30% premium. Coronavirus vaccine is only 90% effective, still buying assuming that everything is all okay. One little risk event happens, boom, you're out, you're flushed out. Then the shares come back up, or the shares move in the direction that you would have made money on, because you're scared and you panic and you only react to the news. You end up losing money. It's 8:50. I've got to keep track of when my class is. Ooh. Here's a little update on the trade. We are up a little bit, but what we've done is we've moved up our stop to 113.5. That seems to be a fair level for us to lock in any gains. If we think that the rise for the day would be over, then if there's any point where that would happen, I think it's there. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. I would hope for us to kind of really establish a range right here at around 116 to 117, then break out and test a higher range, which I'll show you now on the chart. That higher range is around 120 to 128 or so. We've got a highest target all the way to around 137, 136 to literally that higher range we were talking. Maybe a spike above, whatever, but those are some potential targets. This could be a swing trade because it's a really nice daily setup, but we kind of like to get some money out of this for the day and move on. But there's no clear signal. Right now we're really risking a couple of pennies to miss out on, and maybe, no, we're actually risking maybe a penny or two, to be honest, to get that larger part of a next leg up. So closing now really doesn't make sense. Setting a stop a little bit below where we think is the lowest for the current moment is comfortable. But if we see another kind of leg up, then we'll consider closing. But at the moment, the odds are in our favor, and that's why we're holding this trade, and I'll keep you updated to how this goes. I've turned the camera back on as well. Didn't realize why I had it off. Didn't have enough time to set it up, but this trade's going okay, and we're happy. If we get 113.5, say if it goes down there we've actually bought shares, by the way, so obviously we lose a bit of our profits that we have now. But if it goes down there, we still make about 151 after costs, because costs are normally £20 for us. So we'll see how that goes. It might actually happen very shortly. I'll keep you updated with that one. Alright. That was just an element for the video, and yes, the shares are starting to kind of invalidate. Alright. Day trading, you get greedy. What's happening? Noel's got a nice post here. That's just like it. What's going on? Anything interesting? Interesting point made. Best 3 weeks of November versus US equities. European equities have done well. Yeah, it seems to be the case. Oh, we are on the brink with Rolls-Royce. That flush. We're being super conservative with it, because really now we'd probably start considering closing. But we don't want to get spiked out, so we shall see. It kind of fell really easily there. That needs to hold. Point of support, I'd say. Any lower, and it's basically invalidated. That 113 is very, very comforting as a point where we get cut out at. I can't really see it holding up if that fails. We're probably going to have to be out shortly. Let's see what's happening in this formation. Little wedge. Yeah, that always happens with these stocks. So that's why we set our stop way lower. So that even if this kind of ridiculous event happens, we still maintain our position. Been writing up Bitcoin. Yeah, never been a fan of XRP. Where else are you streaming? I'll show you the link, actually. We are also... Ooh, I've got something else. Hold up. We're streaming on YouTube. I'll show you the link. That's the one I seem to check up the chat on most, because with TradingView it's a pop-up screen. I don't know if I could put sound on every message. No, I'm not putting sounds. Not at the moment. I prefer not to. Don't think it's great for the focus. When we're not like trading actively, then yeah. Or if we just have investments, not trades. Yeah, this is choppy. Should probably get a cup of water or something. I'm with you, Ryan. All right. That is a chopperchina, chopperchetti. Look at this, live price action. This is not delayed, by the way. We have to actually pay something like $8 a month for just live prices on our chart. But I don't think we get the live. Do we get the orders? Let's have a check. No, I don't think so. I mean, I do pay for live prices, but I've never actually used it if it is a function. Oh. So you're telling me I actually pay for live prices and now have access to it as well? Or is this just an order situation? Interesting. It's just orders by the look. In between the spread. Yeah, that's quite positive. It's not as updated as I'd expect it to be. I rarely look around these functions, being completely honest. There's not much of use here to me. I pay for live prices separately to get the the order flow and also get the stream of data. But that's not working that well. So I'm considering switching. I was wondering if TradingView did it, but I don't think they do. Okay. Yeah, we just think this is a blip here. But it means we can move our stop up, which is nice. 115, we're moving our stop up to 114.2. 0.1. When in doubt, take the median. No, take the weighted median, weighted average, and then go for it. Median's far too simple. Alright, how's the chat going? How is everyone? Came over to YT, my home. Welcome, Bitcoin Beats. It's nice to see you again. Yeah, we've been streaming for about an hour for the UK Open. Wait, what up? For a second, I've got a trade flashing on my chart. This is probably a delayed trade, but that just doesn't look great for the TA side, which is odd. Sometimes you have anomaly bits of data that are inaccurate that affect the chart and make it look bearish. That's quite weird. What are we getting at 114? 170 pounds. Smooth. That's a video title and a half. Let's check when our next class is. We were going to do that a short while ago. Alright. Whoa. A lot of message requests. What's going on here? Someone bought a flight to Dubai, and I was asking them how much a ticket's costing these days. And they said 3 to 4 bills. So 300 to 400 pounds, about 440 pounds. Someone's sister 2 days ago flew out. Just flights. Was it like a week or something? I know that doesn't affect your price, but I'm just curious. Actually, the same way we analyze stocks and we do companies and our screens and we look from a quantitative perspective, what if we did that with flights to see when they were priced in a certain way? Well, the thing that invalidates it is that the prices are set by humans, which means that there's going to be someone stepping in, some little bits of intervention. Did you learn TA from my degree? No. My degree hasn't taught me anything, personally. I've only been here for 3 months. I've literally just started. I learned TA from literally studying as much as I could to this area. I'm just going to turn my video off real quick. I'm going to open a window for a sec, because it's too hot in here. I learned TA myself, like most prefer to do, and then I thought of it from a curious point of view. You know, I can trade something using what everyone does, or I can trade something that works best for me from a reliable sample, and kind of regularly updating my samples to make sure that I'm not using something that's quote unquote out of date. And then boom, I trade. And the funny thing is, 2% of my trading, I know that's a crazy number, but let's just say something super like low like that, is down to TA. I think TA to me is for timing, but it's very important. You know, you could be in a trade when it's still in your favor fundamentally, sentimentally, but you get cut out. Why? Because you get scared. TA is just a point of getting your mind in those ranges, which is real nice. And also, sometimes algorithms these days, you can make money from being ahead of those guys. I felt the same with my degree. I'm studying in London right now for my degree, and you know, I'm in Central, so every time I walk past, it's kind of a vibe. It's good for my trading, but also my motivation. You know, every day I'm in the city, which means I can walk past these big banks and say, wow, you know, one day you can be there and it would be so cool. Keep yourself motivated. I actually dropped down the third way and went full entrepreneur. Well, Bitcoin Beats, if that works for you, go for it. I think the beauty of the education system, right? Like, not to say any bad things about it, because, you know, there are a lot of bad things about it, because it hasn't changed in, like, what, 200 years? Same classroom, same traditional kind of setup. But a credit to the education system is you can start your own business. For example, I found starting my own business and also, you know, trading a lot and focusing on all that stuff whilst getting the grades you need. Because for a first, you need, what, 70%, 80% first class honors degree, which isn't too difficult, but, you know, you got to stay on top of your deadlines, everything. To get that, get a job, you have regular income. To do what you do, which you would have been able to do anyways, it puts a lot of pressure on you, but you have multiple sources of income without having to acquire multiple businesses. And you can use that to get property, acquire multiple different businesses and stuff like that, build your investment portfolio. And before you know it, you will be at the top of your game. So I think the education system, for me, is better being involved than not, but it depends on your personal situation, your aspirations, and all that, you know. Oxford Uni is almost 1,000 years old. Yeah, man. And the amount of debt you have, you know, you only pay it back if you have a wage above around 23,000 a year. Problem is, if you're living in London on 23k and you're paying your student loans, it doesn't make sense. So if you get a degree in London, that's because you're trying to go for a job that could pay you millions. Say, you know, a banking position, an asset management role kind of thing. Personally, I'd like to target somewhere like that for a couple of years. I want to, you know, be a part of something special, a nice hedge fund or something, or a bank, and be loyal to it. I'm not into the business of jumping ship every 5 minutes. I don't think that would, it's just not how I'm brought up, how I was brought up, or how I'd like to live or operate a career. But it would be nice to have your own things on the side. So with banking, sometimes you can't trade your own portfolio at all. You did pro, online, poker, esports, and crypto. For crypto, you learn TA. Then once I mastered TA, I just trade and make videos while my acquired stuff grows. Well, that's beautiful, man. 25 years old. That's super young. Warren Buffett started becoming rich at like 40, you know. And I hear it when people say, some people, when I talk to them, they say, you know, oh, you're young, I'm a little bit late on my journey, all that. You know, I'm 18, they could be, I don't know, 22 or something. I'm like, you know, that's a couple of years. Even if you're 40, as long as your health's in check, you're motivated, you're getting your work done, it really doesn't matter what age you are. You could be 60, you could be 80. Do what you want to do, full stop. It's not about, oh, what does society expect me to be? Average, better than average, lower than average. If society expects you to be something, don't regard it. Just like when you're trading and you watch the news, think of it as entertainment. And I don't think, personally, I think it's just depressing, most news. The only entertaining news is like Bloomberg, because it's financial news. But if you want to kick back and watch the news, I don't know, personally, I wouldn't judge you, but for me, I'd rather not watch the news in my spare time. I'd watch it just because, you know, it's a way to keep updated with what the world is working like. But personally, you can't learn too much from the news. You'll probably get negative knowledge, negative facts. And I don't affiliate with any political party, so I'm saying this from a point of just save yourself the struggle of your mental health. From posting things about, oh, this is happening, that's happening, I find these people abhorrent or whatever, all that. At the end of the day, there's always bad people everywhere. There's always nice people everywhere. As long as you be yourself and others be themselves, or you help them be themselves, you're gonna be just fine. You don't need to worry about anything. The thing that hurts me is a lot of the days people will watch news and determine opinions about groups of people or whatever, or ideas, and they'll never change them. Why? Because they heard it from the news. The news, imagine the amount of stories you have to run. Think about it in terms of trades. Like if I do one bad trade and everyone calls me out and says, you know, that was ridiculous, you know, you shouldn't even be trading or whatever. Some articles are incorrect in terms of facts. So people are human. You can't blame them. But you can't follow that word as if it is something set in stone, you know? Bitcoin beats though. I love to hear it, being a business fella, an entrepreneur. From one business owner to another. I have respect for you, man. I wish you all the success with it. Alright, we're up about 230 after fees. Not great. The setup still isn't pretty, being perfectly honest. Yeah, it might cut us out here, very near. Super cool though to see the daily and like a full-on breakout. But these things don't last forever, I guess. Whoa, that is console and sell off. We'd be out at a clear level, but we'd be giving up a little bit of profits. I like the console though, so I'm still in. Whew. Wouldn't it be nice though for that short squeeze event to happen in like like the next hour or so. Oh, Noel's posted an interesting image. These are some trade ideas. Very interesting. I like how Noel's always putting out some cool info. For newbies especially, this stuff's quite useful. Tullo, yeah, that's a nice one. Oh, are you in the trade? I'm not sure, but I got around 25. Not for large size, just comfortable. Not for the 10k account, but for the ISA. This one I have it in. So I'm not looking to touch it at the moment. I think it's at 33, so I'm gonna probably put a mental stop in at around 33. Or is it 33? So I'll put it at 30. All right. And I'll just rush to cancel it if it moves below like 31 or something. But we're all good for now. I'm just gonna check the TradingView chat. I haven't missed out anything, have I? Hold up. I still haven't checked when my next class is, so I'll probably do that real quick. Today's Tuesday. Oh man. There it is. Tuesday. Accounting. 7 PM, so that's 12. Actually, I've got my next class in 3 hours. Oh, because I was going to work on some spreadsheets, that's why. Speaking of which, I'll do these on the side. So I'm trying to work out year to date on spreadsheets. I've actually never done that before. I don't know why. But it's actually very difficult to do. You'd think you'd use like a year to date function or whatever. But it's just not that simple. I wish it was. If anyone knows, help me. Would be appreciated. Because what I have to do is I have to make a column. And when I do it for the start date, it ends up being 2 rows and 2 columns. Which I can't just replicate over 100 stocks on a screener. That's why I stick to coding it. But I wanted to use Sheets because I saw a nice TikTok video. I don't use TikTok, but I just thought it was cool. Cheers, my brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate all the support. Obviously, subscribing and all that. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers because that's a monetization target. And there's 29 videos that actually from today I said I'd start uploading. So after the stream's done, I'll probably do those. That was also another task I had to do for the day. Whoa, we are using a lot of tabs. Yeah, let me get rid of some. Ayo. Reason why I mentioned when someone earlier asked about EnQuest, I just didn't like their operations update. I get, yeah, free cash flow, super low break even, $33. But production is falling off a cliff. 68k down to 60k, expectations around 57 to 63, so let's just say lower end. What is the expectation for the next year? Have they got that out? No. Kraken is very, very slow. Well, it's decent now. Its decline is just much more than you'd expect. And what are we looking at? Net debt? Yeah, if you can get oil above $50 though, I can see a case for these guys, personally. We're going to be out of that Rolls-Royce trade. Very upsetting, because I kind of really wanted to be in. But you can't get emotional with these trades, man. Yep, that is... You see, I would close manually now, but I'll give up £40 for the sake of clarification. Because I like to stay in the trade, if anything. Because 114.1 is right at the bottom here. That's not gonna retest unless it's broken. Be funny if it closes below 108 though. I hit 3K yesterday, monetized my channel hard. Let me know if you want any tips. Yeah, man. I think we got each other on Twitter. And if you got like Instagram or something, hit me up. Yeah, I'd love to learn as much as possible for someone already doing it. I've just started with the YouTube stuff, so you can see our videos have done quite well for no marketing. We have about 1,000 views on average per video. Let's have a look. I think the point of monetization, you know, speaking personally, is that we need about 4,000 watch hours. So you can see these videos, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes, even though they're getting 1K or so on average. This one was like, the highest one was about 1,200. We need them to have like strong engagement regularly, or at least the stream recaps to be watched regularly. And the podcast kind of get views every once in a while, but not on YouTube, obviously. So we stopped uploading them there. It was kind of a headache. And there's my story. That's got a fair amount of views for us. And the new tutorial videos, like for technical analysis, there's a huge amount. Can't wait for you guys to see them. They're going to be out very shortly. So I'm looking to put those there as well. Oh, are we done for the day? Looks to be the case. It looks to be so. Yep. I would still manually close, but I'm giving that penny up for the sake of hope. That is your typical dump sound. SHA, I'm upset about that one. Yeah, Noel's got in, nice. I was trying to get it yesterday as well, but I had an issue with it. Ooh. Widening the spread, eh? It always tries this point. Very interesting. I could risk for the swing. I really could. It could go to the bottom of 112. Top of the range is 120 though. So normally you'd cool off, then you'd take the next leg, yeah. And me there, I'm only risking 1.4 pennies more. But I'm happy out. I don't think I'm going to chase this one. Yep. So are we out? Nope. We're very close to getting stopped out on this trade, the Rolls-Royce trade. In fact, we might get stopped out now. 114.3, literally 0.35 pence away. And I can't really see it not hitting. So we're probably going to net about 170 for the trade. For about an hour and 15 minutes work. It's a shame. It could have been a real nice turnout. And yes, there is a means to hold this support at 112.65, but we don't want to be risking our whole P&L just for the sake of being on the right side of the trade, obviously after two major moves that kind of potentially invalidate that trade. So I'll update you on how this goes, but personally I think it will cut out. We're very close. Yeah. Well, oh, couple more seconds. 2 more seconds. Will we? 0.15 pence away, 0.1 pence. I can only... Yep, there we go. We should be out now. Let's see that update. Is it going to move? Let's see. Why is it not moving? Did we get a little bit below? Hold up. So we got 114.1. I guess the order was filling there. So yep. Let me just pull up the video real quick. Realize I didn't have that turned on. So yeah, we are over with that trade on the Rolls-Royce, unfortunately. We're out at 114.1. We bought 3,685 shares at 108.85 pence per share. So our current account balance right now is £10,584. So we've done quite well for this series so far. Only a couple of weeks in, which is real nice. But we didn't get the best price, unfortunately. We could have gone as high as 117. But this is not full invalidation of the pattern. Actually, we could try again at 112 and all that. But at the moment, it's not what we'd have wanted. I mean, yeah, I would try 113, but then I got out at 114. It wouldn't make too much sense. It could continue, but I'm out for now. So, yeah, for this session, we've netted about £173 and 46 pence, because roughly £20 in fees. That's been about an hour and 17 minutes of my time spent doing this. I'm happy with that. And, well, yeah, another trade in the bag. I'll catch you soon. All right. Okay. Well. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all, but we're good with it. Oh, wait. Of the RR trade at 114. 114.1 from the 108.85 entry. Yeah, would have wanted to stay in, but actually, really, we could have stayed in. I mean, honestly speaking, if I can get 111.50, I might do it. I might actually do it. But then that's on the edge of the whole setup not even working out. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, 111.70. 111.60. Same amount of shares. We could ride that. Yeah. We'll have a look. I'll set out an order real quick. Same amount of shares, a little bit lower. At 111. Is it 20? I still haven't tweeted, by the way. 110. About 140 difference of exposure. I expect this to hold, but if we're going down here, then we're filling the gap, though, aren't we? That's what I'd be confused about. But I would take a similar trade to where we started out. We could end up losing the profits for the day, but I don't think this trade is going to work out if we have a second trade, personally. But what am I complaining? We made £170. We're out of the trade at would have wanted to stay in, but it is what it is. We may try in again shortly, but I've gonna. But now it's time for me to start releasing the new new videos for the Quantium Research YouTube channel and video library. Am I saying that right? Yeah, this trade We kind of goofed ourselves a little bit there. We could have waited. We could have waited. Yeah, that was a little dumb. I think that's a really bad point to get out looking at it now. But it didn't look like it back then. Yeah, it could continue. Still reckon I personally, if you guys are asking for my opinion, I think it's going to 120 straight from now, 122. But I'd rather get working on the other stuff. We may try in a try again shortly. I don't think we're gonna. Well, I'll post it. Website video library. Hashtag Rolls Royce. That's unfortunate. We're out of the RR trade at 114.1 from the 108. Let me just double check on our account. I don't like tweeting inaccurate things. That is a hold. That is a real good hold. At 116 again, it's going straight to higher and higher, but there's not really much room for a trade on my end. Yeah, very unfortunate. We did get spiked trying to not get spiked. We should have really went for this point, 112. But I'd probably been here for the next 3 hours, making probably a couple hundred more. What's wrong with that? Would have wanted to stay in, but it is what it is. We may try again shortly, but it's now time for me to start releasing the new videos for the Quantium Research YouTube channel and website video library. Yes. That's a positive note to end the trade on. Yeah, well, it's a shame, fellas. I think they might go higher. Yeah. Whilst I was just in for the trade, I wouldn't be surprised if the shares do 122 today. Good idea. I still don't think there's a setup anywhere to get back in. Whether that's to 112 or not, nah, I can't see that. Yep. But that's to 112 and up, or straight from here. To 112 and up, or straight up from here. We've got our days. Anyway, nice to see. Got shares in the ISA. Well, sell below. So to close, not a short, just closing. Alrighty. Cheers, no. I'm glad that we're catching trades live. Whether good or bad, we're catching them live. So you guys can see whether I trade badly or well. Oh, Bitcoin Beats is working on a script. I'll have to check that out another time. Not bad to get out, to be honest, mate. We should respect. No respect for those. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't live by MAs, but these are the ones I'm backed that are working for these particular trades. And yeah. That is, I don't know why I'm infatuated by it, because I've got some stuff I need to do. I've got 2.5 hours till my next class. I can start working on these videos, hopefully. Really though, we're not chasing this trade, but now a perfect example is it consolidates and now it tries to break out and it becomes ripe for the next leg to be tested. that is literally something you're seeing all the time on this stock, and I don't even need to go into my back testing for it. But yeah, we're done. No over trading out there. So we're up 585, something, just 580 pounds or so, which is smooth for 2 trading sessions. Very, very nice. As Borat himself said it, very nice. Let me check up on Twitter. Is the camera still on? Okay. Because for some reason I thought it wasn't. What am I looking at on my other screen? Intro to... Oh, funny video. Alright, these spreadsheets need working on as well. I might just write like a description and then work on the other 29 videos that are coming out on the Quantium Research YouTube channel. But they're not for the main rollout, they're just for the site, so we can fix them all over. So I need to do some admin work there. Yeah, nah. Rolls-Royce actually looks real nice for a swing trader. If you're a swing trader and you like Rolls-Royce now, I'd be buying to 120, maybe even 128. We're going to have a look at Jumia before we try and play him out in the US session. I've got a business meeting at... Yes, business meeting. Bougie indeed. That is at... Let me double check. I might not be able to stream the US session. I don't think it would be smart to trade it during these times. Because if you're trading when you're not focused, you're better off not trading. 23rd is yesterday. That was another one. Well, I haven't checked the chat, but I hope everyone's doing alright. Yeah, man. £170 for an hour and a half, let's say, work. That to me is okay. We've been on a roll though. I don't think we've lost a trade in a very long time. Like personally, my own personal account and the 10,000 YouTube stream stuff. Normally when I have a streak like this, what I do is I stop trading for a couple of days. Although I do have quite a lot of time this week to get on the streams and stuff. You could lose or snatch a chance at 116. I will reassess if it holds different piece of the pie. Yeah, I like that, man. Oh, I said Bedward. Borgia's an interesting chart as well. Yeah, he's probably going to end up going back long if that's the setup he's using. I would, personally. I would be going back long now, but I just think that's a bit dumb considering I closed it out. And we really want this daily to hold. So if we are going long, the thing is, if it holds for the rest of the day, it's going 120s, right? Are we going long at 120 to catch 130s? Probably not. And I mean, look at that. It's trying to prime. Not clear though. If we do re-enter on the daily and it holds above, interesting point, yeah, 106. Really, there is reasoning. The problem is the targets aren't too much higher. So it's not an easy trade. Speaking of EasyJet shares, £8.23. What were they pre-crisis? Or much higher. That's a good setup. Lower vol, price console, higher lows, higher highs. That's textbook, very textbook. Normally I don't care about that too much. Let's look at the past. It's a data. Because I know there's a trade analytics function. I think that would be great for our streams. Maybe after 10 trades. We haven't done enough with the streams to get, a reliable bit of data. Because if we look at our return rate, we've got 3.93 for every unit risk, yeah. Profit loss ratio, 4.89 to 1. So average profit £224, average loss £45. That's obviously unrealistic for this trading account because we've only had good trades. Wait till the bad trades kick in and then we'll have a realistic review of how things are looking. Noel's got a nice chart, quite similar to the approach we were analysing with these guys. I just don't think we're going to get him. Large short interest in TLW. Possibly. Oh, possibly. Just in for the swing trade here from the 25s. Not on the 10k account though, because if we hold overnight there's far too much risk. I don't want to be, you know, losing a whole investment, say one scandal comes across, but with my own money on another account, say if I lose, what did I have? I think I had £1,700 or something in those guys. If I lose everything on it, I'm still okay with it. But that's why I'm playing this swing trade. The probability is adjusted. AO, trying to get neutral for the day. Not really a trading worthy setup, being completely honest. Oh, I've ignored the trading view chat. My apologies. Can you show your analysis for the Rolls-Royce trade? Hey, Lucas Walsh. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I'm going to link to you right now, there will be a video up later tonight probably that analyzes. Yeah, you click that link, you subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications. As soon as the video's out, probably later tonight, maybe earlier, then you'll be able to see exactly what the plan was, the setup, all that. And why, even though I'm out now, I still think Rolls-Royce could go higher. But I'm sure any trader could agree on this. Just because a stock has dropped a little bit or will go higher doesn't mean you're going to be in it. You have to value your time and also value the other opportunities around there. Right now I'm not looking to get anything else, but I think I'm comfortable not being in the trade. Same with Jumia. We closed at 24. Jumia went to 30. Can you believe that? We were in at 20. We would have made 50%. Like Rolls-Royce right now, yep, it is relatively healthy. Nice recovery from that point. Would you go long? Potentially for 2 points, but where's your risk? Really, it just needs to have a daily close. So I'd be risking 5 pennies, maybe actually 9 pennies going long now to make about 5 pence. Doesn't make sense. Metro, heartbroken with these guys as well. I was trying to get them at 100 on the break. I missed them, and I got too emotional about it. I didn't want to pay even 5 pennies more. It's now 126. Ooh, oh well. What's happening there? Got an alert. That alert from rollover. Ugh. I want to see when that meeting is for today. Should be 3 to 4 p.m. because that's normally when I have my breaks and I fit meetings in. 3 to 4 p.m. today. Yep, okay. Yeah, Rolls is in a breakout again. But we're okay. We'd have at best made 280 today, maybe as high as 4. So we risked about 5% to make 5%. Basically a 1-to-1 RR. Nothing special there. Let me double check that. Yeah. Oh, this data I was looking at for the trading account is actually not updated. So profit loss ratio is not 4.89 to 1, it's higher. And the win rate is now much higher too. In terms of our trades, the last few trades, let's pull up the ones for the account. I think I've got them on the other screen, but I'll just read them out. Last trades. Can I pull up transactions with the P&L? So we had AO World where we... Wait, no, this is... I need to pull up the transactions. There we go, transactions. Let's put 60 days. No, 30 actually. So the first trade on the live account was Rolls-Royce. We were in at 107.95 short. We got out 107.55. I am going to transfer these over to a spreadsheet in the next couple of days or so when I get the chance. I really should have done that earlier because I need to separate these from my own trades. So now I have two spreadsheets. Ooh, 19 to 20k. Oh, new followers on Twitter. Nice to see you guys. 850. That's EasyJet's share price now, isn't it? 850. EZJ. 824. Okay. No, it's not. Alrighty. Well, there's 5 people tuning into live stream. Well, to talk about our trade, I'll pull up the account just after I look through our trades real quick. But we made £173, I think. We were in short 3.6 something shares. I'll show the exact thing when I just look through these trades real quick. So yeah, Rolls-Royce, that first trade, we did 79.99. That's pre-fees, so £59.99. And yeah, I have to just put the fees off. Trade after that was AO World. We'd lost £45 or so, and that was £25.95 excluding fees. So really, we were basically break even. Jumia, we lost a little bit due to currency exchange, but on the shares we made £412. Take away 10, in that case would be 402. But we lost about £10 from currency too, I'm pretty sure. So that's why our account didn't go up as much. But that's not a big deal. Next trade, Rolls-Royce. That's today. We netted £173.46. That's accounting for £20 worth of fees. We didn't hold overnight, obviously, because it was a day trade. So we paid no interest. Let me pull up the account and show it to you guys, because it's probably confusing anyone who's watching for the first time. It's not clear yet with those guys. Oh man, hold up, bear with me a sec. Can you guys see this? History for the day. Rolls-Royce. Let's see. Hello from Twitter. Hey Spider, nice to meet you, man. How you doing? Yeah, we just pulled out. So we finished our trade on Rolls-Royce. Although we think their shares probably are going to go a lot higher, especially if they hold above 108 for the day. Really 105 to be safe. I think they will personally, but I'm trading this, so I was long at 108.85, literally at open. We normally don't trade the open, but we were kind of clear on where this direction was headed. We open long for 3,685 shares. This is for the £10,000 live stream. And if anybody isn't familiar with what that is, I've put £10,000 of my own money into a separate account, and I'm literally going to live stream exactly what happens and make some little videos, some summary videos, as you can find on our YouTube channel at Quantium Research on YouTube. These videos, you can see the last one was making £402 on Jumia shares. Then the one before that was losing on AO World. We were in a 6-hour long chop. I condensed that 6 hours into 5 minutes. And Jumia was 2 days. I condensed that into 9 minutes. Ooh. And we had a choppy trade on Rolls-Royce. And before the 10K account, I just used a sample video from my own account on Cineworld, which was real nice. We actually had an investment short position there for a very long time. So this was just a trade that we had on top of that. So these are the new kind of video structures. If you guys haven't already, that subscribe button will do a lot for us. We can get more of this content out. And yeah, so today's trade, we started streaming about 5 minutes before market open in the UK, which was 7:55. It's now 9:42, so we're about an hour and 45 minutes in to market. And I'm probably going to go for a walk by the London Stock Exchange or something like that. Make myself feel cool after I've uploaded the new content. We made 29 new videos in this style. Literally everything to do with TA and all that. And boom. Your teacher is myself, yours truly. And we put the content together, myself and the team at Quantium Research, which will hopefully be nice to work through if that's of interest to anyone. The videos are free, so don't worry about it. But it beats having to explain every time when someone asks you about something. Instead, just put the content out there, find what you like, kind of thing. And it's on our site as well as YouTube too. Not yet. That's what I'll be working on in a minute. So yeah, YouTube stream. Let me just pull up. Oh, the stream's there. You're subscribed and looking forward to seeing the progress. Cheers. Here's the update, Spider, and for anyone who hasn't seen yet so far. So we started with 10K. And we've done about... In fact, I really don't even need to do anything to find out how many trades we did. Here's what I can do. Brand new wannabe trader here, so very interested to keep up to date with you. Well, I started in 2013 myself. So that was about 7 years... When's July? 4 months, a little bit over 7 years and 4 months ago. And I guess you can tell that I look a lot older than my age. I guess that's what the market has done to me. It's stressed me out. But I appreciate the support, appreciate that. And yeah, we are, I don't think we can use that veteran trader word, but we've been in this area for a while, and that trade was definitely a nice example. But yeah, I'm Ryan, and I do the streams and the content at quantiumresearch.co.uk and now Quantium Research Limited. Yeah, that's right, it's a company. We registered as a company. We got the name recently. How old are you? Bro, I'm 18. That's what I was going to say. Like, I started when I was a kid, but you're probably thinking, you know, how are you trading leverage? Ooh, almost pulled up my emails. How are you trading, leverage at a kid? Well, here's the thing. I wasn't trading leverage for the whole time. When I was 11, my story was I bought and sold glow sticks. Literally, I would buy anything from glow sticks to furniture to silver bullion, because gold was quite expensive, but gold was something I dabbled in a couple times. I'd buy them at a little bit over scrap and I'd sell them on online places, or maybe just in person to people as collectibles. I think that whole being a salesman bit was something that I kind of liked. I was able to sell things to people and still, give them a good deal, but make money on it as well. And then because I didn't grow up with enough money to, ask my parents, hey, can I have some help? The only thing I did ask my parents for was the fiver to buy the glow sticks. And I bought 30 in a pack for £5, sold them at £1 each. And I would go outside these little festival places, ask my parents to kind of, wait outside or whatever. And I'll go quickly do that, come back. Drunk people are the best ones to sell glow sticks to, I used to sell sweets at school. And that's what I love to hear, man. There are so many stories of hustle and hard workers, bro. I'm in uni as well right now. I'm studying in London right now. So I live in Central, but obviously in student accommodation. You can probably see the doors in the back. But trading is obviously a thing that I've been doing for a while. And this is one day what I like to be doing for the most of my life. Create portfolios and all that. Not just for myself, but for others. So I got enough money to start my own account at 12. It was obviously under my dad's name. He doesn't have experience in the area, but the family were all supportive, emotionally, all that. And I started in small caps, so the equivalent of penny stocks for any of the US people tuning in, but the UK's equivalent. So they call it the AIM, the Alternative Investment Market. And I would buy and sell things there. First trade went well, second trade almost blew up my entire account, as you do. And I spent 6 months trying to get back to break even. Then from then on, I started developing my own strat. But then I realized that small caps, I couldn't, do a heavy quantitative system. It would literally be like trends or whatever. So I switched after about 3 or 4 years. And the leverage side was obviously, opened an account, once again, under parents. But with this case, with leverage, I wanted to make sure I understood how risk management worked, what kind of risk I'd be putting up there. So I put aside collateral as well. So say if even I end up losing money, owing the money, You don't normally in retail accounts, right? But say if worst case scenario, you're long something, it goes to zero because it closes due to a scandal or whatever. I said that, you know, I'll cover it. So I put that collateral aside, wouldn't work on it or whatever, just left it there. And really, that was how I transitioned. Then I was able to grow at a faster rate, you know, use more funds on the system that I've developed, which one day I'd like to make a hedge fund out of. I think a good start would be our business, Quantium Research, to build the kind of system there with a lot of content out there, and then eventually from any penny that comes into business, because I can, you know, I'm happy living off noodles. Any penny that comes into business will just be reinvested into a fund there, and also the product offering. We're going to be releasing a lot of reports on different asset classes and hopefully be creating resources of value to people. But the bits that will be free on the site will be videos. I've actually made a lot of content which I'm going to pull up right now. Let me just see if I can find it. Boom. All right. Let me get one of the videos up real quick there. I got PyCharm data. Hold up. So I've made 29 videos for our new site, which I'm going to start working on in the next 10 or so minutes. And these are for people who maybe want to learn how to trade TAY. So let's pull up a random one about RSI. If you trade, you know, based off an RSI, you think, is it overbought, oversold? How does that work? Well, here's the truth behind it. It's not that simple.
In this video, we're going to be looking...
Let me get that way. Boom. So we give examples on different asset classes. These are going to be free videos that show you how to really use RSI. The whole point of Quantium Research, the existence, is to give you at least a whole level above everything that is out there. So if you Google RSI, you're going to get a simple article from some place with a simple diagram. We'll show you how it really works and how traders can actually use it to whether manage their risk or understand what things are trending, whether up or down. I like that diagram we'd produced as well. Let me just find it. I think it's
presented most of the downtrend. And the last...
Hold up. Well, there are a lot of these videos, 29 videos, anything from fundamental analysis to technical analysis. I can't seem to find that bit from there.
50, this is different.
Here it is, boom. So with this particular area, right, this is gold. This is a contracts for difference on gold, the CFD. The RSI range in here, above this point, is oversold, where you'd be kind of looking short, if that's how you trade. Bear in mind, you shouldn't just look at RSI and trade based off that. But, you know, in terms of risk management, all that stuff, this is the range for this point when the stock was in an uptrend. Breaks it, this is the range when it's in a downtrend. Don't stick to, oh, it's above 80 here. Oh, now it's below 30 or whatever, so I should be buying. Well, if you're buying there at $1,600, now it's $1,560 or whatever, the RSI is about the same. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to use these things without actually knowing how they work. So we explain how you calculate it very simply, and different asset class examples. The beauty of our videos is we use examples. They're all going to be free videos available very, very soon. And I hope they'll help you guys out as well. Just registered Bitcoin Beats Limited as well. We have similar goals. I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that. Maybe we could work together on something. Let me put up Quantium Research Limited. Because, you know, people put company names on their bios. Guess what? We are out there. We are out there. Hold on. It's not that difficult to register your own company. To get the office is the headache part. That was the biggest headache for me, personally. Living in London, not knowing where the best one is. That's not us. Valuation Limited. Nope. That's Quantum. Also, it's Quantium, not Quantum. Boom, that's us. Boom, boom. The directors, Luke and myself. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we are up £584 for this series. -7, £577. Nice. I'm not going to complain. That was very intense though. Actually, I don't feel fazed by it. Yet it was quite intense because I feel like I wanted more out of it, but we trade based off our system. Those details I can't even disclose to you guys because that's what I would run a fund off one day. But in helping you all find your own systems, I'm here. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you how to trade because I'm not a guru. I'm just a person trading for themselves. All right, so yeah, we see that history. As I look at the ETFs, I'm going to probably take a 30-minute nap or something, or a walk. It's quite cold outside. I've got to buy some things as well. Got about 2 hours till class. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Bitcoin Beat says, very cool, bro. Might be good to swap some notes sometimes. In my own breakthroughs in crypto. Love to hear that. I'm new to the area. I'd love to be convinced because a lot of the industry guys are now trying to get involved in this whole area, which is quite interesting considering they hated it before. I personally, I think Bitcoin will go up for a very long time, but not for a fundamental reason. For a reason where it's designed so that you'll get liquidity trapped, and it seems to be an easier way to switch from another currency to dollars. And gold now is a little bit more difficult due to its physical nature. What if you can't buy gold to the point where gold price is just pushed up in the area, although the real price of that gold is much lower? You're absolutely getting screwed over essentially by the market, your domestic gold market. So for example, in Iran, Venezuela, high inflation areas, to buy gold, you're buying at a black market rate instead of what the actual rate is against, say, the government set rate against the dollar or whatever. So buying crypto, what I've seen people do is they buy US Tether, and they go from US Tether, which is equivalent to a dollar. It's like 0.97 or thereabouts. So what, 97% equivalent to it? You buy the US Tether and then you switch it to Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, and you end up saving, because the inflation, you lose 300%, so you lose 2/3 of your value in the currency, your purchasing power, to the point where it's better to even take a 30% loss on buying Bitcoin. But Bitcoin, maybe if you buy right at the top and then it goes through a drawdown like that, you still end up winning in terms of purchasing power. But for a country like England, right, us in the UK, people in the US and all that, or just any other first world country, should we say, buying Bitcoin for that sake doesn't make sense. But the price will rise for the other reasons mentioned. But there is no intrinsic value to cryptocurrency. It's the blockchain situation. So, if you ask me what do I think, well, I wouldn't like to, if I had above $1 million net worth, I would put 100, 200 grand. No, not 100, 200. Probably anywhere between 75. It's probably smarter to say I'd put 7.5% of my net worth in cryptos across the big three: Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Ripple. With no reasoning other than that. Because, Bitcoin, huge value now. People are probably going to switch to Ethereum, which they did. Huge value. Ripple probably now is going to be something that has a huge spike kind of thing. But I'm personally don't trade them regularly because my system is heavily fundamental and there are no fundamentals there. So there's an element where I'd be gambling. If your system is purely technical, you're not doing what everyone else is doing and it's working for you, you can make a lot of money in cryptos. I've heard of a lot of people who trade quite well. And at the end of the day, you're trading whatever you can. As long as your system permits it, do it, If there's money in everything. Rolls-Royce, I don't think the company's worth much, but I made some money in these guys today. I think actually they're worth probably 1/3 of what they are now, being completely honest. I think their next earnings is 86 days time? That's going to be an ugly one in my opinion. But the chart says buy. The setup says buy. The momentum's there, so I'm buying. AO World, well, Tolo as well, fundamentally dodgy. Momentum, buy. That's why I got in at the 25s, and I've made 30% almost, I reckon. I don't know what the actual bid is, but it says here 33.59, but I got to go on to the other broker and check. But you you act. At the end of the day, systems based on volume, on-chain analysis, TA. Yeah, I assume most traders can. Most traders in the crypto world are probably under something like that. Maybe a quantitative side would be like, I don't know, a new kind of big dog on the scene. In my eyes, if I can make 100% multiple times from a year on 1x, I should be on Bitcoin. Yeah, no, 100%. Because for me to make 100%, say, on this portfolio, I'll have to have a lot of trades, right? But bear in mind, I have a risk management strat, like, you know, with a given position, I normally don't take more than a certain amount of risk. On that trade, I took really half the amount of risk I was willing to take for the day, but that was because the volatility had increased dramatically. The expectation based off, you know, a breakout on a daily time frame. We're trading on an intraday. We have to adjust to those circumstances. So by using the proprietary elements of my system, I adjusted. I only had about 3 minutes to plan the numbers for that trade because I was trying to get in at a certain price and it was much higher at open. But we managed to get it. So it's cool. We missed Alibaba. We were going to put $5,000 or so in at, was it 252? Yeah, that actually did hit, by the way. And I don't think it was there. It was here, yeah. 252 or so. I never saw 248. I don't know if that's right or not. I saw 252, 253 straight after, and then it was right up. We'd have gotten about 10% on these guys. Shame. That'd have been £500. That'd have been double what we'd have done so far. And the target's about 290, but now there's no point. AO World at 398. Interesting with these fellas. Haven't looked at a chat, but that's because I'm trying to organize videos too in the back. Yep. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. That would do us a huge favor. And we're going to put out the summarized trade clip. I think it might even be 4 minutes or whatever for today's trade. It was very short, simple day trade. I'll have to edit that, put it out later. You see, I could say I'd order food or whatever, but I actually have a lot of food in my kitchen right now. I just need to wash up the dishes. No biggie. It's 10 a.m. We got 2 hours left. We're probably going to wrap up the stream for now. AO, in terms of a trade, the setup's not too pretty. So even though it's recovered a little bit from that flush down to around 360, I think, if anything, if it's not going to 300 or so, if you're buying at 332. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I am buying them if I see around 332 or something like that. Reason being, AO is now cash generative. They are now 72 million more in cash than what I had expected them to be, which means they have enough cash. But they should raise money. If they do a huge placing now, it'd be smart, but they haven't. I think their management's too good that they're not even willing to do a 10% discount to mess up shareholder prospects. Instead, they'll let it go 2.5 times more than where it is now. But personally, that's a risk. So I would take, if I was a shareholder now, I would take even a 20% haircut to achieve 200-300% within a couple of months, not even days. Washing dishes in dorms is the worst. Yeah, man. Because in my place, I got a kitchen that's communal, but I've got my own bathroom, so at least I don't need to share a bathroom with anyone, which would have been very, very stressful. I know for myself I'd clean it, but cleaning up after someone else that who won't clean up, and I don't know, you're not used to that stuff. In this accommodation though, the price is enough. Like, I need to, talking about it logically, right, I need to put myself through university, so yeah, I can put money into other ventures and all that, but I need to make sure that I live in the place that makes sense the most, because I'm not trying to live in luxury at the moment. You know, I have savings, you know, I have my investment funds, but I'm not trying to. Oh, Jimmy Sumter's just typed something, I'll get to it. Bitcoin Beats, what I was kind of trying to say is I'm not trying to eat outside every night. I'm not trying to order every night. I'm not trying to live in luxury probably for the next 5 years. Even if, say, tomorrow I made, I don't know, $1 million, I wouldn't want to. I'm trying to build, you know. I'm willing to, I've already sacrificed 7 years of my life, basically. I wouldn't say sacrifice, but I say, you know, it's harder than what most people my age would tend to go through. And I'm totally comfortable with that. So I'm not, if I've done it for 7 years, I can do it for another 7 years. I can do it for another 20 years, really. But every day is a hustle. Up 5 a.m. today. We're feeling good. Jimmy Sumter's typed a question. Yo, morning, Ryan. First time viewer and now subscriber. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Can we have a bit of love for Jimmy? Shout out to Jimmy. Interested in the concept of seeing you trade live. Once again, I'm sorry I didn't see your question, Jimmy, but I'll have a look at it as I am now. Interested in the concept of seeing you trade live. Can I ask how you choose your trade? Do you use filters or alerts? If so, which platform? Okay, so the elements I can't disclose are the proprietary elements of my strat. So there are some things, for example, quantitative elements, and there's one bit that I call my secret sauce, but that's basically what, if I were to manage a fund, which is my intention, you know, like a big hedge fund and all that, that would be applied to both trading and my investment strategy, which is why I don't want to talk about that. But what I can talk about for this system that we are working off, the platform we're using is TradingView. And we have a TradingView Pro subscription that we paid about $600 for the year. So what? Let's just estimate. Paid about £450 a year for it. There's a Black Friday deal going on right now, though, to renew, and that gives it at about half. Reason is we can get literally 1 second time frames on super volatile instruments. We can have all sorts of overlays, as many alerts as possible. If I want to sell an alert with these guys, let me just say for McDonald's, right? I want to invest in these guys personally. I'm tempted to put $2,000 to $3,000 of my funds outside of this into these guys at above 222. Yeah, so I've set this alert for that. I can edit that alert only once, gives it open. It's open above a certain point, the moving average here that I'm preferring to use. Above there and a bit of consolidation gives me that point of 222. I have much higher targets, all-time highs, all that stuff. Now, it's a beautiful business in terms of property and all that stuff as well, beyond just cheeseburgers. But I've set my alert here using this platform. My broker, whilst you probably recognize them, I don't want to mention their name in public because we were actually supposed to be sponsored, but we never sorted out the final details. So it's not fair in us doing free marketing for a business that, you know. Yeah, but anyways, we love the platform, don't get me wrong. So in terms of filtering, I use anything from coded stuff, which once again most people don't do. Like I will code some filters, let's just say, with respect to technical indicators. Let's say you could look at stuff with, I don't know, various exponential and simple moving averages, crossovers and all that, buy and sell indicators. If you can't code, what I would suggest doing is make a spreadsheet. Let's say in 30 days you track every single day, every single trading day of a stock. If, say, a certain moving average closes over the other, one closes over the under, or what is the reaction of, say, I don't know, a MACD crossover or RSI being at a certain point. But here's the thing. If you're looking to learn the chart side of things, which is not even the majority of what I do, but this is a great thing for my levels, right? I've actually worked on a couple of videos that I'm going to put out for free on the Quantium Research website. Just make sure, as you mentioned, you're already subscribed to us, so we appreciate that. If you are subscribed to us, these videos, this is one example of it, where we talk about RSI, how it really works. It's not just, you know, ooh, above 80, short it, below 40, buy it. No, we talk about behaviorally tuned RSI, divergence in action, how it really helps you trade. A real example, and there's 29 of these videos, anything from fundamental analysis to playing the trades to technical analysis, as I've just showed you there. And this should hopefully help those who are new to the area as much as I can. And we're also working on a report which will be on different asset classes, our thoughts on where they're going, whether up or down, and price targets, you know, trade ideas, all that stuff. and that will be like a tenner a month or something. But the videos will be free if you're not, you know, willing to put money out. I think it's important to have a charged product for those who can afford it. So these free ideas videos will help people, the ones who want actionable, you know, trading ideas. For the effort it makes for me and the team to make the reports, we'll have a charged thing as well. But the videos, I think, are more than enough for beginners to kind of understand how this arena works and at least see what works for them. Learn about anything from ascending and descending triangles to bullish and bearish pennants to all the chart patterns, in fact, all the possible chart patterns you need to know. Moving averages, MACD and MACD histograms, rising and falling wedges as part of the patterns, RSI, trend lines, volume and open interest, all of these interesting areas, and then figure out what works for you, work on your system, be creative, and that would be absolutely beautiful. Jimmy, I hope that helps in trying to give a little bit. Me personally, I think what I can say is I take proportional risk management. So you can see on the trade we had today, whilst I can't go into the details of why my stop was at a certain point and why I was only risking a certain amount here, I can say the overall thing of, so normally we take 3.5% risks generally. That's kind of an average we go for. So we got 10 grand, 3.5% of that, that's the amount of risk we take on the trade. So 10,584 times 0.035 gives us about £370. Remember, there's £20 of fees normally, so we adjust for that. That'll be £350 risk, right? But we do volatility adjusted risk. So with this trade in particular, we had about £4,000 exposure, 3,685 times 108.85. Actually, it wasn't exactly that. Let me get the exact bits. That was about 4,011, so really a little bit below the 4,000 point after the £20 fees. But we don't normally adjust that. We adjust after the risk amount is taken. So that 4,000 or so, let's just say, why was my stop only 5 points lower, so about 200 or something? Well, the volatility, the way we measure volatility as a proprietary element, had adjusted significantly. And there was a couple of factors that came into play, like, for example, the daily setup being in a breakout. And we weren't sure whether it had confirmed, but it was in a breakout at that moment in time. So the day hasn't ended, but that's kind of how the situation was. Now it still is holding, right? But we had to apply our constant, what was proportional to this situation, and a couple of interesting mathematical calculations, the quant side stuff. We applied that and then adjusted the risk. So my size was only 4 grand instead of like 8 grand, because there could be a little bit of slippage that, once again, makes you lose a lot more than you're willing to lose. I hope that's an interesting gem. So we have 10k in that account, but obviously my trading funds are much larger, and this is only something that I'm going to make all of these trades public and all that, because we've limited ourselves to, say, a certain amount of liquidity, because these streams could get hundreds of people watching at some point. Who knows? The most we've had is about 40 on one stream. Things at this time are normally a little bit more dead because everyone's busy, but we don't want to be trading anything where we'd have any impact, because, you know, I can't tell people to not follow what I do. And what I can say is, don't follow what I do what you want to do. But sometimes people might, you know, get the trade as an inspiration, do it. That affects liquidity. So we have a 500 million minimum market cap, but we also adjust certain times. But they need to be very volatile for us to get involved on the 10k account. Otherwise, I will just get involved on these guys on my own account, but those won't be documented. I'll tweet about them and stuff, but you know, it's very difficult to switch accounts, all that stuff every minute. But the 10k account is literally, I've put £10,000 of my own money up on behalf of Quantium Research Limited, and we're currently up £584. This is about 2 weeks in. So it's been going okay. 577 or something, because I think I put £7 more when I switched over. Thanks for the insight, and I will definitely check out the vids on music. Jimmy, if there's any way I can help, if you're from Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter and direct message me, and if there's any way I can help out, or even on the stream, send a comment, anything you want us to look at, we'll do that. The goal of these streams is to show how it really is trading. It's not, you know, an easy world. It's not stress-free, it's in fact very intense. But by me making these videos and me risking my money, right, I can hopefully provide, at the very minimum, a source of entertainment for yourselves interested in this area, or people who maybe are tired of trading for the day and want to see someone else do it. They love that thrill, but they don't want to let that thrill affect the way they trade. Well, you know, watch me trade. That will be a way to avoid losing money for the sake of a behavioral bias. I think that's what I used to do when I was younger. I would watch other people's trade. There weren't many, so I would watch US folk trade. And I thought, you know what, I'm the only one doing it in the UK, so let me start doing this. It's quite difficult to, you know, organize a stream and all that. So they're very spontaneous. That's why. You know, for example, now we got a couple people viewing, but there are times where we have no one viewing. I just do the stream, and that's why to get there on the chat and make sure I'm kind of involved with the chat is quite difficult at times. But I think this is the raw side to put everything live. You know, if I'm losing money, I'm losing money. You guys are seeing me lose money live. If I'm making money, you guys are seeing it. There's no hiding. And that's what I like. That's why I put this money aside just for this stream. And it might be going for about 2-3 years at least, ideally. That's how long we can take this. I'm in the city for 2-3 years. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Oh, Hero Labs did a stream. They're about 2 hours and 40 minutes long with Piers Crosby from TradingView. I'm gonna check that out later. Super cool guy and cool guys. Jimmy, appreciate the follow, man. You have about £7,000 to invest and have started learning mainly technical analysis. Are there any core concepts that you would advise learning first? Well, boom, that's a great question. The reason why is because, let me just pull up what we were looking at earlier, right? This is AO World's half-year report. Now, some of these terms will make sense. Revenue. EBITDA probably won't to most. That's earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Some of those words might not even make sense. Depreciation would to most. Amortization may not. But literally, if you don't understand them, a quick Google search. I think I'll make some videos on these things into how they can be applied. But you see, there are just a lot of things going on. This is not even the whole thing. Like, this is the revenue statement, the breakdown of revenues, 6 month. Like, what I'm showing you now is a suggestion of you should learn how accounts work, understand how a business does. You can't read every single bit of data. And even I have access to a Bloomberg terminal, right? Even with that, I can't get every company's bits of data, right? I made a little spreadsheet. Even then, I can't get access to every bit. This is not the one I use personally, but I'm trying to test and see if a function works here that doesn't work on mine. This is just an example of one, right? So a couple of US companies. You can see for AO, it's put in dollars, but don't worry, just assume it's in pounds for that one. A couple of interesting names about here. You can see, I think that is live, or is it on the daily close or whatever? Now, this is giving us some interesting bits of data. Earnings per share, price to earnings, all that stuff. On a Bloomberg terminal, you could probably kind of export this kind of function. But to get a Bloomberg terminal, they cost about $25,000 a year. So that's out of the picture, right? Learning accounting got illegal again at 8K plus 40K tax. Yeah, you know what? ISAs are great for people, right? But what we were saying about accounts, the reason why you should learn accounts is I wouldn't just buy a company for its technical prospects. In Rolls-Royce's case, I did, but the reason why I was hesitant about holding them, although we would have made more money holding, the hesitation I have is even if they're in a breakout or whatever, one bit of fundamental news looks ugly because they have the weakest balance sheet in their whole sector. And fair value for them really is about 30 pence, I'll be honest with you. So they are triple where I'd be able to sleep at night, or at least, you know, the point where I think they should fairly be valued at. So if I was going for any direction, I'd be going short. But here's the problem. The trend is in a breakout, or maybe in a breakout, depending on where it closes today. If that holds, which it may do, there's another 20-30% in it. So shorting against the trend is dumb. But going long without knowing that the fundamentals are quite ugly for these guys is also quite a bad idea. So we'll look into AOL as an example, right? This is not how I would do it, but this is just an example of their accounts. This is literally a financial statement. The half-year report has come out. We can see breakdowns of expenses, breakdowns of margins on products. We can see the revenue breakdown. So this is in the UK for product revenue in the 6 months to the 30th of September 2020. They've done 505 million in the UK, 98.3 million in, well, 505.3 million in the UK, 98.3 million in Germany. That's a total of 603.6. That total, the 6 months in the same kind of period, but last year. So that's for the first half, I believe, not in the account. Yeah, first half of accounting. That was 363.3 million. So that's up 66.2%. So you can see that something transformational is happening in that business. Services revenue still up 53.2% total. Where's the biggest gain? Germany, not so much. UK, yes, a lot of services revenue. Commissions revenue. Where's the big gain? In the UK, fair. In Germany, it hasn't changed. So what if they introduce commissions-based revenues? Or maybe that market doesn't work best for them, kind of thing. But the total revenues, 88% increase. They're starting to see there's a transformational change. But then if we look at the trend of the chart, it seems to be cooling off. But whilst the trend is maintained, in this case, I'd say around 310 to 330, the trend is maintained even if it goes down there, right? Fundamentally, if you think this is bullish from the reports, maybe you would look to establish a position there, kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? You got to understand, though, the company right now is valued at, let me pull that up. Terminal will help me, actually. Let me find out. The company's quite highly valued in terms of multiples. Like, what, for the first half, they made 18 million. Even if we double that to 36 million, the PE is about 30. They're valued more than a business that does so much more sales than they do. That business is Dixon's Carphone, rightly pointed out by our friend Ronnie Chopra from Twitter. Now, those guys, yes, they are quote-unquote value stocks. This is a quote-unquote growth stock. So in terms of momentum, the fact that this company is making a profit, it's kind of a Tesla vibe where, yes, even though they're extremely overvalued, they still have a lot more to go. They've got options for employees at £9. You know everyone's trying to push for that. They've got low float. These things are really important to just consider when making that investment decision. But the accounts show that whilst they don't have much cash, they're actually making a profit now. If I go back to the beginning, the kind of highlights. Profit before tax, 18.3 million for the first half, right? Last year, they lost 5.9 million. The fact that they're making money and they've generated cash, so they must have sold some existing assets or maybe they've received payment in advance. 78.4 million. Their previous cash balance from when I checked was 6 million. So 78 on top of that is 84 or so. This cash generated could be included the profit, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's profit. A business that makes a profit, right? What if they spend this profit immediately and buy more inventory? Well, you'd think they've got 78 million more in cash, but they only made a profit of 18 million. So where did that other 60 million come from? Maybe loans, funding, whatever. They haven't issued equity. So that's probably from them having sold products and the money now being paid, and it comes up on this, and that works out to be a profit. It works out to be more cash, but not a profit, because the profit would have been logged when the sale was made. That's how accounting tends to work. So I think it's important to understand accounting a little bit. So Jimmy, my suggestion would be see how accounts work, really. Like, what's the difference between cash flow and profit? Yes, a business could make profit, but do they really have that money right now? Have they immediately reinvested it? You have to analyze all these things in conjunction with one another to make your picture. So yes, the trend's in your favor. At the moment, it's kind of like there's not really much upside for the trade. But if the trend's in your favor and you can get it on a pullback and the fundamentals are strong, In my opinion, the fundamentals are expensive still versus everyone else. But this is a transformational change for this business. I don't exactly know why, but I'd be comfortable buying them, really. That's a shift for me. The fact that the shares are down shows that, yes, a little bit's been priced in, but on any pullbacks, I kind of would like this kind of company. So I'll be honest with you. For the ISA, or just the simple investment account, and for the trading account here, I'll look to probably build a bit of exposure. I'm obviously going to look deeper into this half-year report, because there's not just one page, there are many sections. This is the cash flow area. Maybe we can try and determine. Okay, this is what we wanted to look at. Cash and cash equivalents. Can I find 2020's bit? Accruals, liabilities, deferred income. So they owe more money. That's an important point to look at. So that cash figure still, in my opinion, is roughly 6 million if you adjust it for that. So should they raise? Yes. Would I buy them if they raise? Yes. I'd take part if I could in whatever raise. But if they don't raise, I don't think I'd be buying them personally. So we shall see. Appreciate the subscriber, Qasim Mohammed. Appreciate you, man. That's a nice little spreadsheet, though. It's cool that you can get a little graph in there. I can structure one myself and pull it up. Let's see. This is another random one, right? I don't use Google Sheets. Literally today I thought it looks quite cool. But if I wanted to change the 1 year chart, right, to 90 days, I literally switch one element of this formula. Boom. What did I do? Yeah, I've done it right. Let's wait for it to load. There we go. And I just copy it down to all these random stocks that I've just put from the other list. And you can see there's a general trend across these ones here. They come all under the same category, which explains why they have similar patterns. So buying the best value one of this is then, you know, why do I invest in? Which one do I invest in if they all kind of move the same? Which one generates the most value? Fundamentally, quantitatively, sentimentally, momentum-wise, and secret source-wise, which is my part of the strat. So I'm going to put them back to a year chart, but you can see they're all interestingly consistent with one another, but they are similar sectors, so kind of makes sense. It's just which one do I like? I like all of them, but which one do I like more? We'll see. That will be a next investment idea. There are so many things you can look at, but you don't have to look at everything. Just look at what works. Good stuff, bro, says Bitcoin Beats. I gotta get a vid out, so I'll catch you next time. I'll keep track of your, if you're putting a vid out, your YouTube channel. I've got to support the bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Oh, yeah. I've got... Whoa. There's going to be a change to my Wi-Fi. No way. Because I just paid for an upgrade. What's going on? Need to reconnect. No way. Reconnect. Oh, internet's going to be stronger then. Smooth. That's positive. Well. Yeah, so we've been at here for about 2.5 hours. We netted £173. We haven't really been doing anything trading related for the past 20 minutes. Beyond talking through potential ideas, yes, Jumia is something I want to work through. Yeah, you can already tell me you were wrong getting out. I probably was, and I probably will be. Oh, just don't like that. But it's okay. And Cineworld is slowly creeping up. I know it is crazy how they actually might be above that breakout point. Or if they're not going bust, yes, they seem to be going much higher. But I think if everyone's all good with that, Jimmy, I hope I've helped as much as I can. and feel free to turn on your notifications for any future streams. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you our link to the YouTube stream for anybody who hasn't already. If you follow us on YouTube, then a quick little subscribe will do us all the favor. If you're subscribed, next time we're live, you'll get that notification instantly. Whether you follow us on TradingView or YouTube. YouTube's the most reliable because TradingView's stuff's in beta. But yeah, Jimmy says, thanks mate, we'll definitely be back. Better go do the day job, this is more fun. I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. Before COVID, I had a day job on my days off at a restaurant. So even though, you know, I can live without it, I want to be generating as much value in my free time as possible. And I can already do my ideas early in the morning. So really every minute of the day I'm working. But now that COVID's come off, I'm streaming a little bit more regularly. Because obviously I don't have the chance to go there. And I do like chatting to people, giving them nice food. Also eating nice food without having to pay exuberant prices for it as well. But yeah, we'll go off the screen, get on with our other stuff. Rolls-Royce is going where we think it is, but we're not going to trade it because we've done enough for today. I wasn't supposed to trade today, being completely honest. I don't want to go overboard. This was supposed to be my cool-off. You know, we've made a lot of money in a short period of time. And in terms of trades, I've had about 5 trades that have made money, 1 trade that's lost. And 4 of those trades have been relatively big winners. Normally I cool off when I've won a lot. Just for the mind state. When you lose a lot, you don't just take a break. You reevaluate, you pause. But when you win, you should also take a break as well. So this has been another edition of the Quantium Research live stream. I've been your host, Ryan Kia of quantiumresearch.co.uk. And thank you for coming along and joining us. This looks like a bit of an inception, so I'm going to put something prettier. Our P&L for the day. And yeah, thank you for coming through. I'm going to go chill before my classes start for the day. It already feels like already feels like a whole day has passed. How am I going to celebrate? I'm going to buy a smoothie. Yeah, I'm going to buy a smoothie from the local Tesco Express. That's what I'll do. Costs £1.30 or something. Ooh, celebrating. And I'll catch all the Yasu. Rolls-Royce, we kind of wish we held for the swing. It would have been a smarter idea. But I think I'm going to cool off for the day. We shouldn't have really traded today. That's an important thing to consider. We made money, but we lacked discipline at a little element. So I'm actually upset today with myself. But it was obvious we had to trade. I will catch you all soon. Ryan Kia of quantiumresearch.co.uk out, as I always say. Until next time, catch you guys soon.